As Muslims, no matter where you at on the planet, the month of Ramadan, it has a certain level of tranquility that just exists. But to actually experience that in the most sacred house of worship on the planet is something that words can't truly do justice. I literally felt like I was on Hajj.
But what was the highlight for you of the entire trip?
To see the brothers who never met each other before this, making plans when they're going to go to the Haram together. I'm going to be downstairs in 10 minutes. Anyone wants to come with me?
Yeah.
So this type of brotherhood that just naturally just came together.
I mean, you making me kind of like regret not being there, you know what I mean?
This brother, may Allah reward him tremendously. He should have passed out days ago, up and down the steps, on the phone, just trying to make sure everybody was all right.
Staying up talking the deen or business or just life in general for hours after Fajr.
To sit with some of the mashaykhs.
You need unreasonable hospitality. Then experience like no other. What does Al-Hidayah do that you make it easier for people?
I've made it so that they can pay in installments.
What's going to be included in this package?
I will take you to a pizza spot better than anything you've ever tasted.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abu Abdillah here. Before we get into the podcast, I'd like to welcome you to the Madinah Project, a podcast dedicated to empowering Muslims with financial independence, locational freedom, and a legacy of righteousness bi-idhnillah azza wa jal. We're here to help and inspire Muslims like you to break into tech, real estate, and entrepreneurship, to build businesses that serve the Ummah. On this podcast, we highlight Muslim entrepreneurs and their businesses, share with you game-changing insights, and give you the tools to transform your life so you can better serve Allah in your community. If you're ready to take that step with us, all I ask of you is to subscribe to the Madinah Project, share to spread the khair, and join us on this journey where we're building stronger Muslim communities, one project at a time. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Marhaba.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, ikhwan, barakallah feekuma. So, I just want to kind of like have a little quick follow-up on the amazing Umrah trip in Ramadan. Walillah alhamd. I didn't speak to you about your experience yet, but I really heard some good stuff. So definitely want to talk about that, bi-idhnillah azza wa jal. So I think maybe we can start there, right? Let's just kind of like start right there. Can you brothers tell me, because this one, I didn't participate. I missed out on this one. I was on the last two before, alhamdulillah. But for this one though, seems like I did it bigger than before. Alhamdulillah.
Nice. This show was nice.
Allahu barak, Allahu barak. So I heard your experience, I want to hear from
my first Umrah during Ramadan. And I will say that as Muslims, no matter where you at on the planet, the month of Ramadan, it has a certain level of tranquility.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That just exists, no matter where the Muslims are observing Ramadan. But to actually experience that in one of the, actually, not even one of, but most sacred, you know what I'm saying, places on the planet, in the most sacred, house of worship on the planet. And everyone in harmony with that understanding is something that I believe words can't truly do justice, because the takeaway for each individual obviously is different. But I will say for myself, I can only speak on my own experience. Amidst what everyone saw as far as like the influx of people, because it was record breaking, right? It was like 4 million, 5 million. It was record breaking. I made Hajj before, and it's actually that's exactly what it reflected. I literally felt like I was on Hajj, and just seeing the resilience of the Muslims. And then because as a Ummah, we all are very much in a state where we are in dire need of Allah's mercy. And you can tell that resonated with everyone to the point that, emotionally, you've seen a lot of people lose control, So for me, like I said, the experience almost mirrored Hajj, but just this particular group that this brother, may Allah reward him tremendously, put together, it was like, the whole time I was just extremely sympathetic, because I just watching him just like, alhamdulillah, Allah gave him strength that came from nowhere. I mean, from, I say nowhere, but came from somewhere, because he should have passed out days ago, you know. And just the efforts that he put forth to make sure that everybody was all right. I'm literally like, I'm talking about everybody, the entire, you know, group. All I seen was this man up and down the steps, up and down the elevators, on the phone, just trying to make sure everybody was all right. So even though we were in an area that may not have had all of the 5-star accommodations that some of us are accustomed to when we make our own personal trips, it felt like it because of this man's
experience.
Yeah, wallahi, he made it that way. You know, and then, okay.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, and then to be able to sit with some of the mashayikh, you know, and benefit from them. And then after that, to go sit and eat amongst the scholars. You know, one of the things that really fascinated me the most was Sheikh Abdul Mansour. Wallahi, he never put the Quran down.
SubhanAllah.
Never put it down. Like, we're waiting for the food to come, and the sheikh is literally reading the Quran. Food came. He let the food sit for a while and continued to read the Quran. And then when he folded up the Quran, it was just like you're sitting with your brother. You know, because, you know, alhamdulillah, we have this love for the ulama that kind of sometimes
makes it feel like,
it makes us feel like, but, you know, it was just to be able to sit amongst someone who Allah favored with, you know, immense knowledge, the characteristics, the asloob of the ulama is something that, you know, I don't think we give enough credit. You know, so alhamdulillah, that was kind of in a nutshell, like the highlights for me was this man's efforts, may Allah reward him, you know, and making sure everything ran like clockwork. Being able to sit amongst a young group of brothers who all were extremely attentive and had this, you know, intense, studious, you know, saying mentality. They were like sponges, akhi. It wasn't like the, you know, the young, you know, just mischievous type, you know, noisy, like these brothers. Wallahi, akhi, I've never seen that level of maturity amongst the youth. And I think that, you know, for the youth that missed out, they missed a very critical example of how young men should be. Especially those who ascribe themselves to Quran and Sunnah. Yeah, especially those who ascribe themselves to being believers. You know, and all of these brothers came from the West. So it wasn't no excuses came with them. Now, I'm from Toronto, so I guess I'm entitled to behave a little. You know, or I'm from the UK. You know, we had a brother from Holland, from Netherlands. Like, it was young brothers. These are young brothers. Like, I got children older than these kids. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even see them that way. I saw them all as my peers. Wallahi,
and some of them, I think this was their first Umrah too.
A lot of one was a new shahada, the brother from the Netherlands. I think he was Muslim for like a couple months or something, right? And look at how Allah favored him, invited him to his home shortly after accepting the religion. And the way he carried himself, I thought he was Muslim for a long time. You know, so you know, all of this is documented in my heart. You know.
I mean, you're making me kind of like regret not being there. You know what I mean? I'm grateful, alhamdulillah, you know, I'm grateful for my brothers. My kids were able to make it, you know, really grateful for that. You know, they told me like, they praise you, Allahu Barak. You know what I mean? So I was, you know, but definitely my heart is a little like, you know, so next one, inshallah, I gotta make sure, bi'idhnillah, I'm there, you know, bi'idhnillah zawajal. So, Ilyas, for you, may I ask, what was the highlight for you? You know, of course, like what he just mentioned, I mean, I already know how you operate, walillah, alhamdulillah, when it comes to these things. So I experienced it before. But what was the highlight for you of the entire trip?
I would have to say, from myself, because I've done it, you know, a couple of years now, in the month of Ramadan. But this one was unique because, my mother has been to Umrah, you know, several times, but my sister, my aunt, my mother's sister, they were all there.
MashaAllah.
So for me and my uncle, actually.
So family affair.
Family. So for me, it was just to make Umrah with my sister and my aunt, you know, for the first time, and see her in hijab, you know, and you know, that experience, me being able to organize something like that, outside of obviously everyone else, the satisfaction you get as a Umrah, guide or company or someone who's organizing this type of trip for the Muslims, to see, people going back and forth to the Hajj. Because we had a WhatsApp group, and you see the brothers who never met each other before this, don't know each other, but making plans when they're going to go to the Haram together. How early? If anyone's going now, I'm going to be downstairs in 10 minutes. Anyone wants to come with me?
Yeah.
So this type of brotherhood that just naturally just came together.
I missed that, man.
Yes.
Bro, why you didn't put me in the group just because I was in there?
So seeing that, brothers after coming back from the Haram, staying up, even with our brother Amir, staying up talking about many different things, the deen or business or just life in general, staying up for hours after Fajr, the lobby, the mezzanine, lobby, floor. Obviously that, is something consistent through all of the umrahs that I've done. It's, very, beautiful to see. And it makes all that ta'ab, all that effort that someone like myself, the position that I'm in, it makes it worthwhile. You don't feel that, the lack of sleep and, these things. You don't really think about it anymore when you see how the Muslims are enjoying themselves and benefiting.
Brothers, if you've been planning Hijrah but still haven't pulled the trigger yet, this is your moment. Hijrah Con 2025 is a 5-day retreat in Medina and Mecca for 50 serious Muslim men who are ready to act. You'll get a full Hijrah blueprint from seasoned experts who have made Hijrah to different Muslim countries bi'idhnillah. One-on-one mentorship from us and a fully guided Umrah trip together. And you'll be a part of a brotherhood that lasts beyond the retreat bi'idhnillah. Only 50 spots available. Apply now. Link in the description.
But for me, I would say the highlight is being able to make that Umrah. My brother was there, my uncle, my sister, my mother, my aunt, 2 of my aunts. Being able to even reconnecting with people that I've lost touch with. Somehow, even some emotional, my brother who's locked up. I didn't really mention this, a lot in public, but he's facing life in Canada, in Toronto. I was able to put him on the phone with Amir.
Allahu Akbar.
SubhanAllah, he called us from prison, and he knows him. He knows of him and everything. And for him to be able to hear him, it was spontaneous.
Allahu Akbar.
I was just going to meet him in his room, and he happened to call at the same time. I said, "You can give him some." So that meant everything to him.
Wow,
so a lot of these type of small gems throughout the entire month was amazing for me. This, I would have to say, obviously in terms of hotels, we've had better hotels, we've had, these things.
That's not a value, right?
Like even myself, bro, I've always been fortunate, alhamdulillah, to be able to have accommodations, and it doesn't take away from just the euphoria that you feel when you're, implementing this blessed act of worship. But I think that this particular trip, it removed that as being a factor altogether. Like it really didn't matter. Like one night he was extremely exhausted and, I had set out to make the Umrah and I didn't know how to get back to the shuttle bus, right? So literally, I know he's tired because he's giving me landmarks that I had already passed. I told him.
He's passed the whole hotel.
Yo, he's like the second bridge. I'm like, I already passed 2 bridges. But it's crazy because the distance that I walked, because I actually tried to go the opposite way to get a taxi. Over about what is it, Jebel Ali, Jebel Umar. I tried to get. And that was a no-go. So I actually added to the distance.
And you just finished Umrah.
Just finished Umrah.
I'm bankrupt. Well, I'm bankrupt because I had actually stood up late the night before I traveled. So, like I said, this type of strength that Allah provides because, Allah knows best. But I believe that the intention is solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It becomes like this distraction from what would be perceived as a hardship. So now as I'm walking back, the whole time, I know he's running on fumes. His gas light been on, like his check engine light on, everything. Like he's pretty much roadside. And I'm talking to him and I'm like, even in like the slightest hit of frustration, it's just kind of like me and this brothers working together to get me back, to the hotel. And it's like, that's why I wanted to point that out. It's like, I can go on about how this trip is not based on all of the accommodations and things. It's about knowing that, you're being hosted by someone who wants to see you succeed in performing this act of ibadah. This man lived in Mecca. Studied, graduated from
11 years.
So this is his backyard. So he could be selfish. Ramadan comes once a year. He could have been like, look, I told y'all where to go. Like, I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Figure it out.
He could have did all those things. You know what I'm saying? But and that's what made
or just not respond and be sleeping.
That's what made it worthwhile to me, because I'm not a stranger to Mecca, but we all strangers visiting Allah's house, and anyone that can lighten that load is who you want to take this journey with. And that's really why we're here today, to talk about how we're going to keep this torch, lit.
What's crazy is that as I'm listening to this, and again, what you mentioned, like, because I have lived it, I already know, alhamdulillah, right? Like, but there's a concept called unreasonable hospitality. The highest level you can offer when it comes to hospitality. For me, like, this is something I breathe every single day. I'm trying to like preach to my team and stuff like that. Wallahi, from my experience and what you described just now, that's what he offers. Walillah alhamd. Allah's a witness of what we're saying. You know what I mean? From experience. So, and really when you come to Mecca, whether it's Ramadan because it's busy, or it's almost busy every day now anyway, you need unreasonable hospitality. You need an experience like no other. Because guess what? Doesn't matter if you're staying in whatever hotel you think. If the experience is trash, excuse my language, the hotel room doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters anymore, right? So what you need is such an experience. And I want to kind of like to come back to that, talking about the experience before I go to the next one I want to talk about. I believe I heard you mention the story of a woman, of a mother, who was impacted. Can you just touch on that for a second?
There's many of the youth that were there who came on their own. They went with their families in their early 20s, and were probably living lives, to put it lightly, it wasn't that praiseworthy, let's just say. What they were involved in and what they were struggling with before they came on this journey, was some of the more on the serious end. And there was one mother, one auntie, who entrusted me with her son. And I did my best to make it, as affordable as possible for her. And me knowing him and knowing his family, I'm close, family friends with his cousins and things like that, grew up together. So she entrusted me with him, paid for his ticket. He's never left his mother's side in his life, so she was very emotional and very worried. She trusted me, but just how he would be, the typical Somali, you just try to, imagine, youth, and will he be respectful? Will he just cut his ticket and come right back or change his ticket? She was worried about a lot of things. And,
did he do that?
No.
Okay.
And he was there, a lot different than a lot of others. He was there for the entire month.
Allahumma barik.
He came for the entire month of Ramadan, even after Eid.
Okay, that's tough, by the way.
For the first time in his life, imagine. So, this brother, he, yes, in the beginning, a bit of struggles because Ramadan, how packed it is, not knowing the language, trying to get food, ordering food you're not used to. You want the typical fast food from Canada, So a little bit of but after he got used to it, he was fine. This was and his mother was contacting me throughout the entire trip, asking me if, how he's doing, she wouldn't ask him. She would come to me and ask me how he was and if he needs anything. And I told her, consider him my own blood brother. My blood brother's there who's his friend. You have nothing to worry about. They're friends in Canada, in Toronto. So I said, consider him my brother, my blood brother. He will not ever need. you don't need to worry about anything. I told her.
Focus on your ibadah,
Focus on your ibadah, take care of, the rest of your kids and everything. I got him. And his experience for me at about, we had a group of over 100 people.
Allahumma barak.
So obviously everyone has their own unique story and how they benefited. But him, I was a lot closer to him because I was, watching out for him throughout the entire month. And his experience and he even got sick and all of that is part of the experience. Everyone gets sick, when you go to Umrah. It's a known thing, the Umrah flu.
Yeah.
But it was a life-changing experience. She was crying before he went out of fear and worry. And she was crying when he came back out of happiness.
Allahu Akbar.
Two different type of tears.
Allahumma barak.
And that's just one story. There's many, some of the testimonials of some of the brothers and sisters who came with me. Because of how busy I was, I didn't really get to, ask everyone exactly how they felt about the trip and everything. I didn't get to do that, but I reached out to the groups and asked them if anyone has anything that they want to mention of their experience, then you can send it to me privately. And some of the testimonials I've read, it was like I myself trying my best to accommodate everyone, didn't know that it was to that level. Yeah, you don't really know when you are in it, when you're involved in it, but it's satisfaction, to be able to see that. And even from the sister side, saying we've been on Umrah many times, but this was definitely a life-changing experience.
Allahumma barak.
And that's all it's, that's what it's for.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And, people go back, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, renewed iman, cleanse, hopefully that carry them to the next one, bi'idhnillah, especially the youth. So I understand that one of the things, obviously, is that there's a lot of focus on the youth. And especially with, Brother Amir also, coming, being able to, share his story, in a way that they can relate to, that they understand. That's powerful. Now they're hearing from, someone that's in a position that they look up to, bifadlillah azza wa jal, from a, dunya perspective, from an experience perspective, walillah alhamd, and then, from a religious perspective, because he left it all, to, walillah alhamd, for the sake of his religion. And that's the greatest, sacrifice you can make, right? But at the same time, also now they get that mixed with the ulama.
Exactly.
Like, what he describes, sitting with them as if that's your brother, that's your...
Yeah. I keep this question, I'm going to tell you why.
I saw a video, by the way.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you why. He's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart. Because he'll tell you, I'm calling him like, I don't understand how the program goes.
Yeah.
Scholars is coming. What am I touching the mic for?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, we're going to do it like a podcast style. So people Q&A. I'm talking about this. I'm trying to tell you, this went on the whole time.
Yeah.
He just offered consistent ease. I'm racking my brain.
Yeah.
I'm not fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that with full transparency.
Yeah.
I don't possess no arrogance or anything when it comes to knowledge of this religion.
I
tell people all the time, I take Quran lessons from a 6-year-old. It doesn't bother me out here. I'm saying? I don't have these problems. Anybody that knows me, from every student of knowledge, or any scholar I've ever had the opportunity, to benefit from on personal matters or whatever case may be, people know I'm not shy to ask. You know what I'm saying? I was in prison going through, Usul al-Sitta and Arba Nawawi with our Yusuf Khalif. You know what I'm saying? On the phone I'm not supposed to have, but I'm using it. Everybody else using it. But I'm literally going through books. I have no problem asking. So when I'm sharing this with him, and I'm trying to carry it without nerving him out, because I'm nerved out. But when he came up right off the hip, like, nah, this how we gonna do it. We'll set it up. So it's kind of like a Q&A. It's kind of like, and I'm like,
you felt comfortable.
Yeah, I felt comfortable. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. If you're looking to get into tech, real estate, entrepreneurship, or simply make hijrah, let's connect. Click the link below to speak with me, and I'll help you scale exponentially and fast track that process for you. And now let's get back to the podcast.
I've never been on the Umrah group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can say that.
No.
I've never been.
No.
And, coming from New York, all the brothers have.
Yeah.
Umrah packages, Umrah groups. Stuff. I've never been on any.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've always been fortunate, to have this experience for myself. Like, I have a brother, Burhan, I used to study with. He's been in Medina for like past 8 years. He'll take the train.
Burhan from Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burhan to come, and go through all the rites with me.
MashaAllah.
Even though I performed it enough.
Yeah. No, but Burhan, good company, man.
Yeah, he was with us.
MashaAllah.
Yeah. And people don't know that about me. Wherever I go, I'm always reaching out.
Allah Mubarak.
I don't really go to like, you know what I mean? But, and Allah has blessed me to have good company. But I will say, on this particular experience, being a first of many, first Ramadan, first Umrah group, first, there's so many firsts. First even staying that far away from the Haram. It wasn't like, it wasn't like, I can't see the Haram. It wasn't like, Haram look like this. But it's like, just all of these.
It's fun what you used to.
And it felt better than all of the accommodations I've had on my previous.
That's powerful.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. It's like, just now, cause he told me about the young brother. You know what I'm saying? May Allah, make that Umrah a means for him and his mom. Strengthen a bond and establish a trust now where she can kind of, mothers ain't gonna never stop. About their babies. But he just had an experience as a man, and if she ever catches wind of this, may Allah, reward her abundantly. It's safe to say that her son may have on that very trip became a man.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it, man. Allah Mubarak, man. I mean, speaking about that, so now after that epic experience, you're trying to get the next one going, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, right? And I understand that you're not waiting for Ramadan. You're trying to do something as soon as possible, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. So let's talk about that. So the upcoming one, December. So is that going to be winter break?
Yeah, so it's winter break. It'll be specifically December 20th to January 3rd.
Inshallah.
And because my Umrah company is actually based out of Canada, out of Toronto, so it'll be a full package. So different than what happened in Ramadan. What I traditionally do in Ramadan was a landing package.
Okay.
You fly yourself out, and then we provide the rest of the accommodation. This one is the traditional Umrah, where you travel with the group, with the Umrah guide. The entire group flies out of Toronto. We land in Jeddah, spend a few days in Mecca, and then take the train together to Medina, spend a few days in Medina, and then we fly back from Medina. So, like I said, it's based out of Canada. So, not to say though that, I will get to that in a bit, but not to say that it's exclusively for Canadians.
Okay.
But the main package will be based out of Canada.
I was about to shut this down right now. If you say exclusive for Canada, he's not going. We're shutting it down.
I already lost my special guest.
How you get truth be told, it wouldn't have even affected me because I have life, changing experiences and unwavering support from Canada, even in my previous career. That was my biggest market in the Western Hemisphere was Canada. So even though I was an American artist, Canada was like,
you would have been in anyway.
It wouldn't have bothered me, you know what I'm saying? But I would have definitely had to do like some damage control. After on the phone, you know what you just did.
Either you're getting me a citizenship.
Nah.
Or you made a mistake.
I mean, this trumps even Asabi. It's bigger than you just making a Somali claim. Bro, you just claim a nation that give a lot of people, in some cases, a hard time even getting in there. You know what I'm saying? So, but alhamdulillah.
So, it's not exclusive just for Canadians and Canada. So it's going to be open.
The details, inshallah, regarding what we're doing for everyone else. But
Mumtaz.
The main package will be leaving from Toronto, inshallah ta'ala, December 20th and returning January 3rd.
Okay.
This package is a 5-star luxury package.
So
the typical clock tower style 5-star hotel. Same thing in Medina, either Movenpick or one of these hotels.
Right.
So 5-star accommodations with buffet breakfast and all of that.
Right at the Haram.
Right at the Haram.
Allah Mubarak. Allah Mubarak.
You're right at the Haram, inshallah ta'ala. Both Haramain.
Allah Mubarak.
Transportation will be the train, so no coach, taking you all the way 6 hours, 7 hours.
MashaAllah,
Train transportation between Mecca and Medina, and then a bunch of activities. So, as is the theme, we've discussed previously. Amir, explained it in the previous Umrahs, is that the theme with my Umrahs that makes it, unique compared to others is that I have organized gatherings with the mashayikh. That's a must for my Umrah. As much as long as it's feasible and available, of course. But I try to always make that a part of the Umrah so that the people are, number one, connected to the scholars. They know who the scholars are, and they go back with some sort of benefit deen-wise. A lot of time, you'll find people who came from Umrah. Yes, their experience doing the Umrah is something memorable, especially if it's their first time. But out of all the things that they've done in the entire trip, one of the things that they always mention is that gathering with the scholars. That's something they never forget. My first Umrah group that I've ever done, 2018, that I did, I had Sheikh Abdurrahman Umaysan with me on that trip. And I combined between the gathering with the mashayikh and my son's aqiqah, Saleh.
Allahu Akbar.
I did it there. I slaughtered. On top of doing the Umrah, as he describes, being busy with everything, I went out to go slaughter, 2 goats, and then have it provided to the restaurant. I did all of that, my own, to the restaurant for them to cook the food, and then organize the delivery to the istiraha. And everyone ate, and many of them were there. Similar to
this was in Mecca or Medina?
In Mecca. And that time I was still a student, so I was studying there. Yeah. So we had over Abu Yusuf was with us that time, and Abu Abdillah.
Oh, you were there too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Abu Yusuf Khalifa was with us.
MashaAllah.
Because
he's like he was with us too. I'm like, you were there too?
I mentioned Abu Yusuf. I pointed because he mentioned Abu Yusuf before.
So I'm just like, we making up for that, inshallah.
Abu Abdillah, Umaysan. We had a big group. And that was Canadian and American.
That's a heavy hitter group. MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
So we had many sittings with the mashayikh that also have Umaysan with us, so the connections, So in Mecca,
he himself, he would have been sufficient.
Exactly. So we had in Mecca, Sheikh Ahmed Bazmoon, Sheikh Adil Mansour, Sheikh Ruzayq al-Qurashi, which was the same we had now. We had Sheikh Ahmed Jilan, who is one of the mashayikh of Jeddah, student of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Abbad, and Umaysan himself. So we had Yusuf translating, for the mashayikh, and we had dinner. We all had dinner together with the mashayikh there.
I want to say this because this is important that I get this off my chest. When I first became Muslim, there was a certain type of responsibility that I was able to witness when it came from, the two lads, that they acted as a liaison between the ulama and the awam. Alhamdulillah, I was blessed to see that. Not just coming into Islam, but coming into this blessed dawah as well, is that there was a clear-cut understanding that the student of knowledge is a liaison and a bridge between the ulama and the general people. And may Allah make us better. I believe at some point, some of us has lost sight of what that entails and how that strengthens the dawah in itself, because the connection is always to those who Allah favored, with knowledge, true knowledge, and it doesn't exclude what Allah has favored those who study the knowledge. But for the general people, a lot of the confusion is who do we take knowledge from?
Right.
You understand? And that's the fallacy. So now we can point out with clarity who is sufficient to take knowledge from. But if it's not being implemented in that particular fashion to where it becomes an example and not just a directive, you understand? And the example is being shown. The students are connecting you to the scholars. And not limited to a particular circle of scholars, because this dawah is vast. It's more vast than people know.
And
this is the thing, because if we're in Medina, we're going to sit with some scholars who reside in Medina.
Right.
If we're in Mecca, we're going to reside with some scholars. We're going to sit with some scholars who reside in Mecca. Or wherever we go. That's what this dawah, entails. So I'm even more stoked about this next trip because I think them young brothers that was there for this one, they deserve this 5-star treatment.
100%.
Yeah. I was gonna come back.
100%.
They earned it because, like he said, they would coordinate with one another. They took this ibadah so serious, and that's why I said for the young brothers that missed it.
Yeah.
This my camera right here.
Yeah.
For the young brothers that missed it, I promise you. You missed an exemplary example of young men, first and foremost, Muslims, but young men who understood the assignment. You understand?
Yeah.
So now you may be able to reap the benefit of what they worked for in this trip.
Now I'm making it to the next one.
I'm making it to the next one. And sharing.
That's a discount.
Yeah, that's. I kid you not. I'm telling you, man, it's like, these are the things we look for because we the ones that possess this hope that, this victory that Allah is going to bestow upon this victorious group. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's been clouded by so much fitna.
Right.
So when you see these little, sparks, you understand? It just is an iman renewal. It's not even a boost. It's a renewal. You understand? And that, morphs into a boost. So, alhamdulillah, man,
I'm excited for the next one, man. I ask Allah to give me tawfiq to be able to join because, so that leads me now to ask about, because obviously Umrah groups have been here for a long time, right? And truth be told, like you said, you never been on one before. I never had been one before I went with him, right? So, personally, I had some skepticism about certain things. I would just go, right? Yeah. But once you experience this, though, now you know that, it's a whole different ballgame. Which then leads me to ask the question, some people, they complain about, expensive umrahs, right? We know now, things are expensive and that's just what it is, right? It's not necessarily people taking advantage, but things are expensive. What does Al-Hidayah do to make sure that, you make it easier for people?
So, obviously, other than what typically a lot of Umrah companies do is they find ways to give people discounts. So like an early bird discount. And, if you are a group, for example, a family, they try to work with you. One thing that I'm introducing now, because prior to this coming Umrah, all of the payments I used to kind of take manually. So whatever method the person wants to pay with, that's what I would accept. I just make sure that I had, that method, whether it was PayPal or Wise or bank transfer, or in Canada, we have like e-transfer. We can send each other, just having someone's email, you can, wire money to each other. But my website, inshallah ta'ala, is going to launch maybe by tomorrow. It should be ready tomorrow or the day after. They'll be able to pay directly on the website now. On alhidayaumrah.com. And for this particular package, I've made it so that they can pay in installments.
Oh, nice.
They'll be able to pay in 4 installments. Inshallah ta'ala. And the payment method will be set up so that they pay the first installment. That's all that would be taken from them.
Right.
And then they come back after a month to pay the second installment, et cetera, et cetera.
Nice.
And so that they can, that's other than giving them discounts and things like that, making it easy. Easy payment is, I guess, one of the best.
For me too.
Yeah.
Bro, it was hunting me down.
Yeah.
I'm hitting him like, where you got the information there? Like, I'm sending people his direct.
It was difficult. It was difficult.
It just, it was a part of the process.
Of course.
To hear that, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, now it's much easier.
because now I just got one directive.
Yeah.
Go to the website.
Go to the website. You have to pay right there.
No, I already know what you were dealing with payments. Definitely, I think, leveraging technology to make sure that everything flows, seamlessly through the website. That's amazing. But the payment plans.
The payment plans is, I think, one of the best ways. Ease of payment until you complete your payments. Another thing I do for, those who have the ability to pay early, finish their payments, even for them, I give them a $300 discount. If they pay by July 20th, they finish their payments. But even them, I'm giving them payment installments. combining both.
Okay, I'm confused now.
So they'll be able to pay monthly.
They can pay monthly until July, you mean?
July 20th.
And then once they do that, then
finish by then, they'll have less installments.
Yeah.
But if they finish by then, they still get their $300 discount.
Allah Mubarak.
So, and then other times where, if they refer someone, give them a discount. If they, are a family, for example, I know usually the father takes the burden of, paying for the whole family, wife,
sure.
kids, and everything. Yeah.
We know that.
Those, I have a lot of mercy for those,
Jazakallah
khairan. So I usually have a family discount. Even for brothers who, like I said, I cater a lot to the youth, and I want to make it, because they're the future, they're the backbone of this ummah. I try to make it easier for them, in a way where if they're like a group of friends, I'll give them a discount. Group of 4 brothers that say we want to come together.
We come in as groups too.
Exactly. So there's a lot of ways that they can.
Allah Mubarak.
Inshallah.
You scared me at first. I mean, I was happy about the payment plans, but I'm like, we still want some more discounts, So now when you said pay by this day, and still the installments, discounts, group discounts,
there's a lot
like Allah Mubarak, you know what I mean? Like, generally speaking, again, like I've never used the Umrah group before, but normally what I see is, 3,500, right? Mm-hmm. That's it, pay your money and then you come. There's nothing else, right?
Yeah.
But I know that also on top of all of that, let's talk about what's going to be included in this package, just so people can get an idea, okay, if I'm paying XYZ amounts, what am I getting? Besides, just going to Mecca. I mean, we already spoke about the best thing, by the way, which is the overall experience. That's the greatest thing you're going to get. So do not get it, mixed up. However, there's more, right?
The services.
What does that look like?
Services and activities. So, typically for the Umrah, what it looks like is, or with an Umrah experience with Al-Hidayah, is other than the actual performing of the Umrah, I guide you from the beginning, before you even come. From the first time you contact me, any questions that you have, all of that. Even if, for example, we'll get to the non-Canadians and they have to fly on their own, but we give them the landing package. So they pay for the package, meaning the hotel accommodation, the train accommodation, visa, all of that is included. They just, find their own flight, but I assist them in finding a flight. I don't leave it to themselves. That is free. I do that on my own. I search for the flight, give them, suggestions, and match it with our timeline. So the arrival date and time close to when the Canadians will arrive.
You may have to hire a whole team to do this.
I know. I've been doing this on my own. Imagine. I've been doing all this on my own. I've been told. You need a whole, you need a whole team.
I've been told.
Come on,
I've been told.
Ever wish you could build your own app, but don't know how to code? Build Fast is a 60-day AI-powered program where complete beginners build 7 real apps using AI tools like Cursor, Supabase, Cloud Code, and other tools. No experience needed. You learn by doing with expert coaching, a modern tech stack, and career-ready projects all in just 2 months. In fact, in the first 30 days, you'll be able to build and deploy your first app. Only 12 spots in the founding cohort. Applications close July 31st. Link in the description. Apply now before it's too late.
The flights, and then on top of that, I do a seminar, like a webinar, where I explain the entire itinerary to the group. So I schedule a date when it gets a little bit closer to the Umrah itself, where I explain the entire itinerary. And then I leave a Q&A for afterwards. Any questions people have, whether it's on the ahkam of Umrah, whether it's what do I need. I provide them with a list of what to bring. So some things are specific to Umrah, like a ihram, this particular one, normally, like in my 2018 group, I provided them with ihrams. That was part of the package.
Okay.
Because we started in Medina.
Right.
So you don't have to go into ihram.
Sahih.
But this particular one, we're landing in Jeddah, so
they need to be already in ihram.
They would have to be in ihram.
Okay.
So teaching them these things, some misconceptions, answering those. There's a lot of being involved in Umrah a lot. You tend to find out what a lot of people, the mistakes that people make, because you deal with it when they arrive.
Okay.
You find a brother arriving at the hotel with his thobe on, and you're like, what are you doing?
So you gotta go to Masjid Aisha. You're gonna have to slaughter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of it. Then just the general service while they're there, any help that they need, any assistance and all of that, taking them to do Umrah. So normally with Ramadan, it's not easy to do that because people arrive at different times. But this one, I will be taking the entire group. We will all do Umrah at the same time, inshallah ta'ala.
are we going to be chanting all at the same time around the Kaaba, or are we going to be doing it according to...
Everyone's, does their own ibadah. But I will also, I have videos that are pre-recorded already on the ahkam of Umrah. So I provide that to the groups before they come. But also typically I will do it could be one day, but the ahkam of Umrah. Literally teaching them step by step how you make Umrah. And I do it a bit different. I've seen a lot of videos out there where someone's actually in ihram at the haram and telling them, do this, do that.
Yeah.
I tell them based on, because the haram changes. Me living in Mecca for 11 years, the 11 years, I don't even recognize the haram today from the time that I arrived in 2013. So, a lot of things change, where the green lights are now, they weren't, there before and things like that. So where you start from, where you end, what you do. So I always do the videos based on what the haram looks like now. So you might give someone directions based on how the haram looked like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So me knowing Mecca and knowing, the changes and keeping up with it, alhamdulillah, it's more accurate.
Allah Barak. And more accurate also is that everything will be done according to Kitab and Sunnah.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? So that's what I mean. We're not all chanting around the Kaaba, everybody doing, it's going to be according to the Kitab and the Sunnah. It's just that a person they taught before they come, and while they're doing it, you have the guidance also in person.
Providing also them with PDF step by step, so they can have that on their phone, certain du'as to make, all of that is provided to the group. Other activities we'll be doing. This particular group, inshallah, will have a camel milk. We're going to go to the desert, take a coach bus as a group.
Mecca or Medina? Medina.
Mecca, I don't know. The thing is, my connections are all in Mecca. I know
Come on, man. Medina.
Medina, if you can get it.
Of course. It's got.
We'll do it in Medina.
How many students you got the Jamia?
No,
Come on, man. We got to give them the Medina experience, please.
We can make it Medina.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, we can make it Medina. It's no problem.
Medina's more fun.
Nah.
Right. I got to sell Medina,
Yeah. So these activities.
And we got camel urine too in Medina. I don't know if they got that Mecca.
Yeah. I don't know if they're ready for that. I've done that.
It might, some people might need it.
Yeah.
Shiva.
I had a debate actually with some Sudanis in the desert one time.
Yeah.
I went to go get camel milk, and I told them, where in the world do the most camels exist? What country
they say camels? Sudan?
They said Sudan. I said, you guys aren't even sick. He said, where? I said, domestic, like camels, that the camel is actually from there. Yeah. Somalia is number one.
Somalia's number one, that's true.
But Australia actually has the most camels in the world.
No way.
Yes.
I did not know that.
But they're not domestic to there. They were bought there historically.
Do they actually eat them?
Yeah, they do eat.
Okay, we go to Australia and
a lot of the Somali
export some of that,
camel meat.
Yeah,
they get it from Australia.
Especially
at the West Coast, like North America, Canada, and West Coast.
Yeah,
they have camel meat usually. They usually get it from Australia.
Interesting.
So that's
all right. So inshallah, we'll see how we can make this. Hopefully Medina bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, to enhance that experience there. Allahumma barak, man. Obviously the hotels will be providing some 5-star breakfast, walillah alhamd, and all that other stuff that they normally they're getting anyway, right? And plus,
inshallah, we'll try to do it normally because Ramadan, my Ramadan packages are usually in Mecca for the group.
Yeah.
So that's where I organize the gathering with the scholars and everything. Medina, it's usually a small group. Whoever wants to go after Eid, we go together. Yeah. So there's not really anything organized other than the tour. Gatherings with Mashaykh usually after Eid, everyone's busy, they travel to different, cities. Not everyone's available during that time in terms of Mashaykh. So this one though, it'll, I think, coincide with the break that the schools have also.
Nice.
Universities and things like that. So we'll try to do both, gathering in Medina and in Mecca.
I got to do Medina. I don't know about Mecca.
No, definitely, inshallah.
But Medina, inshallah, has to happen, bi'idhnillah. All right?
Inshallah.
And inshallah, hopefully we help facilitate that as well, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal.
We can talk a bit about the landing patches.
Yes. So tell me about those outside of Canada.
Yeah.
The real VIPs.
Exactly. The big brother.
Yeah.
America.
All right,
so what comes with the price? We'll go that way.
Yeah.
The e-visa. So.
That's included?
That's included. So some people may have it if they went more recently.
Yeah,
they already have it.
Right.
But if they don't have it, I will take on the responsibility of applying for them on their behalf.
Allah barak.
And then it's included in the price.
It's included in the price.
It's included in the price.
On the honest statements.
Yeah.
And you're not selfish eyes, though. It's selfless.
Yeah.
He gonna do it too. Like he gonna make sure, why he be running off fumes or not.
Okay, we'll help you hire a team, inshallah. Bi'idhnillah.
having a guide. So a lot of times you find Umrah companies have a guide, but it's someone who's a business. It's someone who has an Umrah company.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a student of knowledge.
Right.
Who can answer questions. You'll find companies they have to have a student, part of their group, or they have to look for a student to go do their tours for them, or to go, give a lecture for them. But what's unique about it, Hidayah, alhamdulillah, myself, being a part of it, also being connected to other students, having them with me sometimes. But they'll have someone that they can contact directly, ask them about the ahkam. And other than doing the day-to-day, legwork, that's all the time. I'm getting questions on ahkam.
No.
So that's provided. That's just part of the package. I'm not, it's not $5 per fatwa or anything like that. It's,
honestly, I got it. It can't get, honestly, it can't get no better. Because if you have a student, and I've seen guys, we all be at the haram, we all see what happens.
Yeah.
If you have someone who's a graduate student of knowledge, he has the experience, not only done, other Umrah trips, but has done Umrah himself countless times. But then you've lived in Mecca for 11 years. And we can just say in the Mamlaka.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what do you need to know? What do you want to ask about? The local food spot, the best pizzeria in Mecca?
That's one thing for me that's unique about me. I lived there for 11 years.
Yeah.
I was there before all of these nice restaurants that are there now. Where I could probably only tell you, go to that Yemeni spot. That was what I could recommend back then.
Take me to an Indian spot.
Oh man, mashallah.
We got one in Medina, so wait till you come for that one. I'm advocating for Medina. Mecca is cool, we'll try that too, but when you come to Medina, the best pizza shop, bro. Every time I go, I'll be hitting him up. I'm telling you.
I told him and his son and brothers, I said, I will take you to a pizza spot better than anything you've ever tasted.
Whenever we go, even without you, we go there.
I'm from New York, As a New York guy, then I got a little pressure. So I forgot, from the Bronx. I was like, oh yeah. But they went, and up until today, his sons, his brothers, we need to go to that pizza shop.
Every single time.
Every year, brothers will come back, Umrah, even when they're there and I'm not there. So brothers go for Umrah with their families.
I'll be hitting you up when I go for
What was that pizza spot again? Can you send me the location? Everyone goes. It's Italian style pizza in Mecca. Very nice.
If you're serious about making hijrah and gaining financial freedom, stop waiting and start building. Coding for Hijrah gives you the tech skills to land a remote tech job or launch your own business, all for the price of a daily latte. Learn full stack development, AI, no code, and UI UX design fundamentals with a Muslim community that shares your vision. The first 100 students get in for a very, very special offer. Trust me, don't miss this. Click the link in the description and start your journey coding now. Now back to the podcast.
So we were talking. So I was saying me being from Mecca and knowing, especially what most people want.
Yeah.
That's where you go shopping. Where can I buy this? Where can I get this?
Yeah.
Having that knowledge, also having a guide who knows these things is also, highly beneficial. So I help, the Mu'tamirin with that. What I do for the brothers is I take them custom flow shopping.
Nice.
We did that, in 2023. I take the brothers as a group. They get their, measurements and everything, and, pick up the thobes in a couple of days.
Nice.
And then obviously the gathering with the Mashiach, that's mentioned, and we'll have inshallah likewise this one in December, similar to what we did in Ramadan, a kind of like a discussion panel. Hopefully this time a little bit more organized. Alhamdulillah, it went well this time, even though we did it on the fly, but something maybe more prepared, for our brother Amir, so the brothers and, sisters can benefit a lot more.
Put him more on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little prepped now. That was, I thought initially that the sittings would be separate.
Yeah.
No, I knew. I mean,
he set you up.
I knew we were going to benefit at some point from the ulama.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be in the
same room, same setup, same microphones.
Yeah, because even it's my story. It ain't like I got to rehearse to tell my story.
Yeah.
You understand? But to be in the presence of the Sheikh, you talking about, it's like, look, that's what I got to offer.
Yeah.
Story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And story could wait.
Well, honestly though, but with that being said though, Akhi, let's, truth be told, coming from where we come from, I'm going to claim that too because I've been there. Okay. I'm like, people going to be like, well, you from Guinea? What are you talking about? All right, I've been there. I grew up in the streets of New York for a few years. So, but I'm saying coming from, from that background, for someone who's coming and let's say not practicing at all. They just like, starting out, or they barely practicing, or they knew the ulama. And like you said earlier, that's where we're connecting the hearts to at the end of the day, because these are the inheritors of the prophets.
Yeah.
Right? But with that being said, let's not discount the value of what someone like yourself brings to the table. I'm not saying that to praise in your face. We spoke about this yesterday.
Yeah, I understand.
Most of us, when we started practicing, trust me, if you put an alim in front of us, you say, Sheikh Fulan.
Yeah, no idea who that is.
Akhi,
Yeah.
trust me, we don't know, because we don't know, we're ignorant.
Yeah.
Right? But when you bring someone like yourself ahead, Muta, someone, we know who you are. And now that hits different, because we're chasing this.
Yeah. And
How come? Now you start questioning yourself without you even having to say anything. So this is the value for parents who are, wallahi, if may Allah not test us with that, but if you're a parent and you're struggling with your kids, first and foremost, you definitely want to get them to Mecca and Medina, because that alone changes everything. But then secondly, even he got a story to tell. He might not tell it, but he got a story, you know what I mean? So now you have both. There's that's a life-changing. I'm telling you, I know people that spoke to me, just hearing you. They don't know you, never met you, just hearing the story actually made them change their lives. Walillahil hamd. You know what I'm saying? So now imagine you can be in the same room, and you can ask questions. You can hear it firsthand. You know what I mean? That's a game changer. So for parents who are, struggling with their kids, or they just, even if you're not struggling, but you just want to give them the opportunity to get that iman booster. Maybe that the catalyst for them to change their lives. Maybe become students of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? See the universities. See, this is an opportunity.
Now, based on what you just said, the tail end, that I actually advise parents to take this trip. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important, because you have this generational gap. And that's where I've strove to be more useful, is bridging the gap. Because of my previous career, Mutar as well, still to this day, no matter how much we've aged, the youth still view us as their peers because of our affiliation. You understand? And like you said, he has a story. There's a lot of brothers that, reverted to Islam, that have extraordinary stories and extraordinary, descriptions of how their heart changed and they became believers, So the thing is, with the parents, this becomes a new means of establishing a connection with your children. When you have someone like me who's like fairly split between both demographic. I'm a parent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My oldest is 34 years old. So it's like any young man that comes on this trip, in most cases, is old enough to be
your son. Yeah.
So with that being said, parents will benefit tremendously. Being able to see is important, because especially for people who migrated from Muslim countries, it's like they're trying to create a life for their children in a land that's foreign to them, and on that journey, they're spending 8 hours a day from home, sending a child to an institution to learn, where they're spending 8 hours away from home, and everyone's coming to this neutral place called home, exhausted from work, from school, right? Yeah. So what becomes repetitive is, Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. How was school? How was Duxie? MashaAllah. Now that interaction becomes 8 hours out of a month that parents have connected with their children, right? Yeah. Because the parents, some of the dads, they got their peers that keep them rooted in their culture and everything that they might hang out with, have his tea, watch a soccer match. The youth, they've accumulated friends, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this society puts this wedge between parents and their children, you know, and then the communication is completely foreign, you know, because these kids are learning a language that parents have no clue, you know, and then when these kids get in trouble, you know, the parents don't even know how to help them,
Right.
let alone help them, but they don't know how.
Because it disconnects.
Because it disconnects. So I say that to say, once again, I think it's important that the parents take the initiative to be a part of this one. You know what I'm saying? So for the parents that sent their children or gave their children permission to embark on this journey during the month of Ramadan, it would behoove you to reap the benefit of that trust that you placed in your child to go and seek what men seek.
Right.
There's nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Beneficial knowledge for those who've been trusted with the knowledge of the Anbiya. Now, be a part of it. You know, be a part of it. So that if there's any benefit that I can offer by Allah's permission to bridge that gap, now you have something to go back and work on.
Right.
Because Brother Amir just refereed, you know, see this relationship that y'all had. Because I'm pro-parent and pro-child. So it's not like I'm just, you know, trying to humiliate the kids because your parents is there, you know. I'm literally, it's enough to go around. You know, and you can do it in a settled manner where everybody can acknowledge their faults without it being, you know, publicized.
Right.
And now the takeaway becomes, okay, cool. That experience we had together, I'm going to always revert back to that. First, Allah and His Messenger, of course. But then I have something tangible and morally connected that I can revert back to that to get back in a place with my child. You remember what Brother Abu Salih said? How he mentioned, well, Allah mentioned this, or the Prophet Sallallahu mentioned this. And then also the Brother Amir was telling you about his relationship that he had with his mother and so on and so forth, and how his loyalty to his parents and those who was entrusted with his well-being. He had a certain kind of loyalty to them that was unwavering. And he wasn't breaking that even for his peers. That's the relationship we supposed to have. That's the only way I can do my job in a society, you know what I'm saying, that's meant to disrupt the very fabric of what that relationship entails. So, you know, don't take this light. This is us trying to. And then wallahi, I think he's getting so much vodka from all this. It's like, you know, he keeps saying, I'm going to do this. I'm sitting over here like, I'm about to volunteer. I'm going to do you know what I mean? But like,
Allah Barak, Allah Barak.
I'm all in.
To me, this is another from darkness to light, even though you're naming it that, but that's what it is, because, and what you just said now about the parents, and this is, actually, we all, especially as parents, with so much to deal with in the dunya, this disconnect is real. Right? So, getting this kind of opportunity in this kind of setting, this kind of place,
to connect with your
to reconnect, say everybody, put your phones on airplane mode, you know, let's just reconnect. You know what I mean? Every single hour that you do this will literally carry you.
I just found my eye. I'm going to collect the phone. I think I'm going to collect.
You have to collect the phones, man. Yo, that might actually be a good idea. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Because, you know, wallahi, it wasn't even needed.
Yeah. I know. Allah Mubarak.
It was mentioned prior to the talk that the other man did not want to be recorded.
Yeah.
Nothing ended up against it.
Nothing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The virtue of these young men.
Impressive.
They was there for what they was there for.
Impressive.
They wasn't there for no foolishness.
Impressive.
It wasn't even nobody trying to sneak a little shot up or nothing. I'm the only one that got caught because I wasn't lumped into it.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I'm saying? To the disclaimer. It was the matter. And it was completely respectful.
No, amazing. So what about people who are already living in the Muslim lands? Like, you know, if you're in Egypt, if you're in UAE, if you're in Turkey, you know what I mean? And you want to attend this.
100%.
You know, like, is that something that's encouraged, or like, what does that look like?
Yeah. So So right now you'll see that there's 3 posters, or it's one main poster, but 3 different sets of information.
Yeah.
One of them mentions the landing package and the details regarding the landing package, how it works. This doesn't necessarily mean it's only for these countries.
Right.
So anywhere in the world that you are able to join us. So it's just that you'll pay for the landing package.
Nice.
And depending on where you are, it'll be cheaper for you. If you're in Egypt, this package is no brainer for you.
The landing package.
Just pay for the landing package, and their flight is dirt cheap.
Right, got
Egypt
you,
or
got
the UAE or.
I mean, Egypt inflation, brother. Are we gonna?
The brothers there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Another.
We give them 10 installments.
Yeah, 10 installments, but we might need. Can we pay in Egyptian pounds or we got to pay in dollars? Okay. So what if they live in Medina though?
Yeah.
What if they live in Medina?
Take a train down.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. What's the, is there like not a landing, but a cruising package?
Yeah.
Cruising package, yeah. So
my kids, my boys and my brothers go, if they're not, but otherwise we're going to have to hide that. I'm not putting this on the Medina, project because they're going to want to go.
Let me put it like this. These packages are like the way the pricing is based on traveling from these countries.
Okay.
So I kind of make it, even the pricing, like you see, the way that I make the pricing is not, whatever the Canadian price is, give the currency exchange. No,
your price is specific.
I look at the market in those countries. I see what the pricing is, and I try to make it cheaper.
Okay, that's amazing.
That's what I always do. I try to make it more affordable because the goal is to get people to come. It's not the main goal for me is not to make money. There's a lot of ways to make money. Umrah is something that, first and foremost, it's a form of da'wah for me. Being involved in da'wah, it's a form of da'wah, and it's a form of the reward.
I gotta spice this up for you.
Yeah.
We might have to cut this off if I decide to make tawbah and say sorry, but really, I'm thinking now, I want to help make something really special in Medina. Ibnillah. You know what I mean? Because I want to tie the people's hearts to Medina. I really do, right? But on top of that, I think we can start doing something or things that are not being done at all.
100%.
We're on the ground. There's even little things that we know that we could do that will just end the experience. Because there's going to Uhud and there's going to Uhud.
100%.
You know what I mean? Trust me. And then there's so much we could do that I guarantee you.
Yeah, there is.
Even for us that's there, every single time we do it, it's like...
Yeah, but that's already been in the making. This is the process.
Yeah.
The process is the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
The process is incentivizing the engagement.
Yeah.
Then once you do that, it becomes a desire.
Yeah.
You understand? Now the desire is all the things you tiptoeing around right now. We know exactly what you...
If you miss this one, hold on. If you miss this one, inshallah, we will make you regret it. I'm going to use Imran's lines. We will make you regret it.
Yeah.
Okay? You know why? Because... we should shoot this. It should be documented.
That's what I'm doing. I was gonna get to that.
Okay, we got you on that. We got you on that. We got you on that. Ibnillah.
Now,
and once it's documented, this is how you will regret it. Once you see what happens with Ibnillah, you're gonna wish you were there.
100%.
So the other thing I want to do, we launching this. I don't know if you saw from my status, but we're launching a mentorship program.
Yes, that's
for the youth.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Medina. Yeah. So the first one, inshallah, will be after Hajj. So there's time before this. But what we could do is literally do a special one for the group that comes here. I cannot guarantee how many we can take, right? But we can, at least we can say those who come, we can make a selection if we cannot do for everybody.
Yeah.
For a special group, do, it's a free mentorship. Yeah. It's going to be Ibnillah. It's, believe me, when it comes to, career-wise, entrepreneurship and other things, it'll be something super, super powerful value.
I love that.
And then on top of that is those who complete that program, which is free.
Yeah.
You can get access to our Coding for Hijrah program for free. That comes with that. And other things. So, I'm happy to throw these things in there just to spice it up to make sure that if you don't come, you're going to regret it. Sorry. I don't know how else to say it. And that's all we mentioned. I mean, there's so much in Medina, akhi. I'm excited. And hopefully our villa will be ready. That's why we're going to do the mentorship. It's going to be something else, bi'idhnillah. So, yeah.
I love that.
I'm really excited for this. I'm looking forward to bi'idhnillah azza wa jal.
The point that I didn't want to leave out is, in terms of the pricing, because you mentioned those living in the Muslim lands. Those may already be in Saudi. They want to be a part of this. And I know a lot about working, teaching English. Their families are there. They're from the West. They know myself. They know Brother Amir. They would love to be. We had it this past Ramadan. A lot of brothers who came from Jeddah, came to visit us, and so those, if they want to take that time where the kids are off school, they want to come to the hotel, stay with us, and be a part of the entire package. Travel with us to Medina, be actually part of the group. That's perfectly fine. What I do is I make the pricing based on your location. So if you're in Egypt, I'll work with you. Obviously, I can't cover your expense of your hotel.
For sure. Not to be expected either.
Yeah. So in terms of the pricing, I work with you based on where you are. I consider where you are. Because I know brothers who are living in Egypt, for example, their income is not, they're paying rent, they're paying fees, they're paying, some of them are students.
They may not have an income.
Exactly. So even we had a group of brothers from our group now, Ramadan, a group of them came from Egypt.
MashaAllah.
With us, some of the students. So inshallah, that's the plan. I try to make it affordable. Even if worst case scenario, they can't afford, for example, 5-star hotels. I'll customize their package for them just so they can be with us and get them a cheaper hotel, good quality hotel, cheaper, not far. And they can be with the group with all the events that we're doing and everything in that time.
Jamil. Actually, I said, inshallah, by this time, we expect to have 3 running hotels in Medina. Bi'idhnillah. So, that's also something that, bi'idhnillah, we're happy to, help and facilitate however we can. So, yeah, man. I mean, I think anyone who's, so this is what, we in April, we're about to be May. How many months you got?
We got a lot
7 months?
Yeah, we got a lot of time. That time. Inshallah. That time goes.
And once the website is up and running, this is there, they can start, they can book it, right?
They can, in order to get the information, everything, they can go to my IG page, either my personal one, Ilyas Durus, or Al Hidayah Umrah. On Instagram. They can find it on Amir, Real
Known to
Amir. Okay.
They can find the details of the package.
Nice.
If they, want to go ahead with it, if they have any questions, they can also contact me directly. Sometimes some people contact me thinking I'm Amir. That happens. It happened recently.
Y'all look like twins. I mean, no,
So, they can contact me. They can contact me, ask, with any inquiries that they have about the package, about pricing, whatever it is. And inshallah, I'll do my best to answer their questions. But the payment, once they're ready to pay, and they can go the installment route or whatever the case is, or the early bird route, they'll see all of that on the website, inshallah ta'ala. And they'll be able to do that hopefully either by tomorrow or the day after, latest. So by the 28th, I'll give dates because who knows when this will come out. But by, April 28th, 29th, or inshallah by the time this comes out,
it'll be available. Jamil, there's one more point that I think we forgot to mention. I'm going to mention this real quick. The other thing that happens with these trips is that, right now, many of us, honestly speaking, live in a lonely world, right? Men are struggling on their own. People think, we all good. No. Especially in the West. You're on your own. You're struggling on your own. You have one of the greatest benefits I've seen from this is the kind of brotherhood it creates. You got brothers for life, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. You know what I mean? So this is super, 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 super important. You need companionship. You need good companionship. You know what I mean? So that is one of the, I would say the greatest benefits you get out of this, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. And from what I've seen, you even way after the trips, you make sure that you keep, these groups together, the engagement. Walillah alhamd.
Every group that I've ever had since 2018. I'm in touch with those brothers.
Allah barak.
Up until this day.
Allah barak.
And there's still brothers who've come to Umrah since 2018. They've come to Umrah several times, even ones that I've organized for them. Not like me being
there with us,
but I got the hotels for them and things like that. They had their own group. They said nothing compares to that 2018. I've been here 4 or 5 times and nothing compares to that.
Enough said.
He said. Yeah.
He get in the team, inshallah. Right?
It's scary, man.
Bi'idhnillah. He get in the team, inshallah.
Because, wallahi, yeah, it's like, you can hear people tell you things, you know?
Yeah.
And you partially convinced.
Yeah.
I'm here for a reason. Like, I'm here because I know
experience
that if he says, by Allah's permission, he does something or he will do something or he intends to do something, even the intention you can pretty much expect. If Allah wills, it's going to get done. And I think, like we mentioned, this is just a prerequisite to expansion in this space. You know what I'm saying? To where, like you said, now it becomes specific. You know what I'm saying? Things that are, highlighted. The Umrah now becomes, just the few that we all need. But the extension becomes the education. Because we have to be connected to the same culture. And that's the culture of the Prophet Sallallahu the culture, the companions of the Prophet Sallallahu those that follow them and those that follow them. That's all about culture. You know what I'm saying? And Islam came to, rectify some of the customs and traditions that impede us from embracing the religion the way we should. So this is what this is really all about. This is what we talk about. It's about establishing or reestablishing, is the better term, the culture, the praiseworthy culture of Islam. You know what I mean? Not to walk away and think, because you're from Pakistan, that you have a culture that's Islamic. No. You have a Pakistani culture that's better than Islam. Same thing with Somalia, Algeria, you name it. We all carry some baggage. You know? Me, I'm probably got the worst baggage ever because, my culture influences the world. So when we identify with that and put all that aside, then people will start understanding not only what we're trying to establish, they'll become a part of it. They'll start contributing to it. And you'll bring up the rear end with Medina. Because I know that's your belt.
100%,
I can see it going across your forehead. I can tell the problem. But that's the goal. The goal is for all of us to pour in. 100%. Because these kids, they need it. They need it.
I'm excited for them.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited.
I'm excited.
That's why Actually,
I hope more youth come. I want the fathers to come.
That's my goal.
But we need the youth to show up. Bi'idhnillah. You will not get bored. 100%. Guaranteed.
100%.
It's phases to this promotion. I'm going to say something crazy in a minute. After we, initiate the process. I have something that I intend to incentivize, more youth coming, but also engaging the people to contribute to see some youth who may not never get a chance. You understand? Never get a chance to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Powerful.
And these are things that we're going to discuss offline so that we can pull all our resources together and get a whole bunch of these babies on board. You know what I'm saying? That come from countries where this is not even...
It's not even an option for them right now.
It's a dream.
Okay, we got to end this so we can talk because I got to hear what this man's got. Huh? So, khalas, we're going to wrap up. Again, look out for this. Get ready. You got a payment plan?
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want. You know what I mean? Like, take advantage of that. You got 7 months in the works, including you, Abu Saleh, who's behind the camera.
Inshallah.
Okay? You're going to be recording, inshallah. So, looking forward to it. So, Jazakumullah khairan. I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to it. Don't leave me behind, though.
No, we got you.
This one, make sure I'm there, inshallah. All right?
If we have to kidnap you, we'll do it.
Bi'idhnillah.
You can't make it, just send the boys again.
No, the boys are they're coming anyway. Once they hear about it, inshallah, they're going to be like, we going. But I want to be there too. Let me be a parent to connect with my kids. I need it. You know what I mean? I need that. I really, genuinely need it. You know what I mean? So I look forward to that. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.